Cool, so to put together these wonderful applications, here's the tools you can use. First up, you want to go and grab the Android SDK. So this SDK will have all the kind of tools you need for building your applications, as well as things like the emulator, which will let you run your application without the device, and tools for signing your application when you come to upload it. There's a very polished toolchain built around the Eclipse, which is going to make your development life really easy. So if you install Eclipse and then grab the Android Development Tools plugin, this is an Eclipse plugin which will make it really easy to build your code against the SDK, to deploy it onto a device or onto the emulator, and interactively debug it. We do support other tool chains as well, so IntelliJ or just using Ant, for example, to build is completely fine, and lots of people like that. But for new people getting up and running, Eclipse is definitely going to be the kind of path of least resistance to getting going. Once you have the ADT installed, you can use the SDK and AVD manager to kind of grab all the latest versions of the platform. So when we release a new version of the platform, so when Gingerbread came out, for example, we'll release an update to the SDK so you can build against these new APIs that have just been released. And so, again, if you're getting started, these slides will be online. I'd advocate you go towards the full guide to getting going. It will walk you through the process of getting up and running. Cool, so you've built your amazing application, implemented your idea, and you now want to share it with the world. So here's how you publish your app on Android Market. It couldn't be simpler. You just develop your application, register, and then hit publish. So if you go to market.android.com/publish, you can create a developer profile and sign in with a Gmail account. And then there's a one-time $25 fee to gain access to the market. This is just to kind of prevent spam applications. So when you sign up, you agree to the developer distribution agreement, which kind of sets out the agreement between yourself as a seller and Google. And then if you want to sell your applications, you can also create a checkout market account, which will enable you to sell their apps and get revenue for it. So once you've signed up, you just log in, and it's a self-service process to upload your application. There's no review process at all. You kind of hit upload, and your application is live to the world. Google does perform a kind of retrospective takedown of some applications. So if you're, for example, if someone infringes on copyright, and that gets reported back to us, we will take down the app. But there's no review process. So as soon as you decide to listen to the user's feedback and kind of fix a bug they experience, you hit publish, and within minutes, it's live and updating for all your users. So the maximum application size you can set is 50 megabyte, and that's entirely hosted by us. And then the download will be accessible both on the device and on the recently launched Android Web Market. So the Web Market, if you've not used it, is a fantastic tool. Not only does it kind of expose all the great applications you can see on your device, but it's also good for using traditional advertising techniques. So you can drive any existing web traffic you might have to this place on the web, so they can then kind of discover your app and install it straight from the website. To this end, we let you provide kind of high-res promotional images and videos onto your listing so that users can see immediately how high quality your application is and get an idea of what using it will be like. In addition, as a publisher, you can log into your publisher account and see any application crash reports. So if your application encounters a bug on a certain device and the user hits report, you can see the complete stack trace right in the web browser, so you can immediately keep on top of any kind of crashes or stability issues you might have. We've also launched lots of application statistics for your application, so you can see what platforms your users are running their application on, and also what languages they're in. So you can use this information to improve your app. Say if you find out that you have lots of users in a certain country, you might want to localize into that language. When uploading your app, you can also target quite specifically your audience. So in the publisher site, you can set countries or languages you want to target. So say my UK grocery app is only available to UK users, so they can restrict it to only be available to people using Android Market in the UK. Similarly, you can target based on hardware availability on the device. So if you write an application which requires GPS or telephony or a level of OpenGL, in your Android manifest, you specify through the user's feature tag that you require this attribute, and then Android Market will know not to offer your application to devices which don't have that functionality. So that was a crash course in what an Android application is, how you go about writing it, some of the unique features that you have available to you on Android, and how to make an awesome app.